Hi, this is Bruce, and I wanted to provide a visual tutorial on how to add a waypoint to FSX or P3D. I'm using P3D version 5.1 myself, and I believe this works all the way back into the FSX times in the past. So, first thing we're going to do to achieve that goal is to, first of all, find the coordinates for the waypoint that's missing in the GPS. You may have discovered this because you tried to follow a commercial route and enter all data and the waypoint's just not there, or you're using some other software that includes it and you can't find it and you want to use the stock ATC, for instance, and follow the line as you like it to be, or you just enjoy better, more accurate weather en route, or you just enjoy building stuff and fiddling like I do. And so this is for those that might participate in that. So go to Sky Vector. This is good worldwide. Click on that little map. This is the departure point. This is the arrival point in a return, and shows you the route. But I wanted to have a waypoint in here somewhere in the GPS that I couldn't find, and I know that through my other software it was ITKET, or maybe it was a commercial route that you may have got it from. And there it is. And so I'm going to zoom in tight, put my cursor as mid-center as possible, and it's IKET, and there's the GPS coordinates right there. Those are the ones I want to write down for later. So it's 54, 28, 19, and it's 128, 34, 75, right? Okay, very good. We also want to locate the nearest airport. It doesn't have to be this, this is just spot on. That's terrific, CYXT. It could be this one. It could be anything if this wasn't so close. So just find the nearest one, write down the name of it, in this case just the initials CYXT, the ICAO code, and then that'll help us develop it later on. Okay, now, needs to be in a decimal form. I'm just using a converter here. You can find one online very easily. The latitude in this case was 54, then it's 28 minutes and 19 seconds, and the longitude was 128. I'm doing this all live off fresh, so if I make a mistake, bear with me. And west, and then chevron it over, and now we've got the numbers. These are the ones we need to write down as well. 54, 47, 19, 4 ad infinitum, and then 128, and it's a minus because it's west, 5, 8, 7, 5, and then it's going to be a bunch of zeros after that. We need at least 8 numbers to the right of the decimal point when we develop our XML file. We'll just add some zeros here in that case. So we're done with that. Now, how do we create an XML file if we haven't started one already? Well, you can go to Muttley's Hangar, Adding Waypoints to Flight Simulator by John Allard, October 2009. And in this page, you can scroll down and highlight this piece right there and copy it. That'll be our template for additional waypoints in the future. Then you can open up Notepad++ if you've downloaded it, or Notepad. I prefer Notepad++. I think it's a better product. It's free. And click New, and then put it in. Now, it's not an XML file yet. That's our first step after we've entered that basic template. So, save as. We'll save it to the desktop just to keep it simple. We'll call it the new one. We don't want to save it as a text. We need to scroll down until we find extensible markup language file XML. Click on that, save. Now you notice the appearance has changed. Here is the information that we can copy and paste in a linear sequence up and down here to add more and more waypoints as we wish. We don't want to mess with the first 3 lines, and we don't want to mess with the last line. The last line is always the last line, FS data. So in this case, we're going to alter these figures here a little bit. The latitude is going to be 54, and then all those numbers to the right, based on the converter we did, was 47, 194, that's only 5 spaces, so I need 3 more 4s, and then 128, and that's a minus, so we'll leave the minus, 128, and then we'll run it off here, 8 spaces to the right, and then 5875, and there's a bunch of zeros, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then, and leave it between the quotes, all this is quoted. Waypoint type, just leave it alone. Magnetic variability and waypoint region, we'll get that in a second. Then we're going to enter into this, the new title, IT, hopefully it's IT, KET. Now, these two pieces here and here need to be altered, mag variable and waypoint region. Now, the way to do that is you get the airport design editor downloaded from ScruffyDuck. It's good through P3D version 5, and it'll do FSX too, I believe. And then File, Open Stock Airport, and this is why you noted the closest airport. In this case, it was CYXT. Terrace. Oh, click it, open it. It takes a second to open. When it does, then we're going to go up to File, drop down to Airport Properties. These are the two features here and here that we're looking for. Magnetic variability is -19. Region ID is CY. So go back to your notepad or whatever it is you choose to use. And it's now going to be -19. And instead of K7, it's going to be CY. Now we can save it. Okay. We don't need to be leaving that open anymore. We'll go ahead and cancel all this out. Don't need to save it. And we don't need really Muttley's Hangar anymore open. Now here's where you need to convert the file from an XML to a BGL, and Microsoft P3D and all that stuff make it super simple, but you need to have downloaded the SDK file from the website that's offered. P3D's got them all. And when you've opened it, go to World, Scenery, and then I like to just take the file that I made, the XML file, and put it in that same folder. What you're going to do is you're going to drag it and drop it on top of BGL comp or compiler. So we're going to go up here, click on there, and automatically, if you've done it right and your numbers are right and the coding is right and you haven't fouled it up, if it doesn't work, you either don't have enough numbers to the right of the decimal or there's something else that's off kilter, have a look at it again and correct it. But here's the piece that's really important. This is the one that will work within your flight simulator. So you can copy it or you can cut it, whatever you want to do, and then you'll want to create a folder and just put waypoints, and then inside of that folder you'll need to create another folder, scenery, and it's within that folder that you would put your BGL file. I'll just drag it over. Okay, now this is the folder then, I don't care where you put it, this is the folder then that needs to be recognized by your flight simulator in its scenery files. So you want to add it via the normal means. And then when you open up, when you restart your simulator, you open up your GPS, you will find that waypoint, ITKET, now listed. I can show you an example of a larger number. These are things I've been working on. Here's the one we just did. And I've added these in the last month or two as I've run through various scenarios. So as you see, they repeat themselves over and over and over. If you want to add a VOR, this is the information you're going to need right here. Ignore the blue letters. The blue letters are just my commentary, but just delete those when you've entered them into the list. It's still in the same list as your waypoints. It doesn't have to be at the top of the list or the bottom of the list or the middle of the list. Just as you would a waypoint, do this. It's a little longer and it's more detailed, and you can get the information that you need through various means. And then if you need the DME included, you see that little blue spot right there? That's where this information would be included. If you want an NDB, there's the information that the NDB requires as well, and that would be included just that way in the list, just as you would a waypoint with these figures involved. And so I think that that would cover most of the bases. If you have any questions, please, feel free to ask me, and I'll do my best to clarify and to help you out. Thanks so much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.